Hello everybody and welcome back again to Dragon Age Origins and welcome to our next Origin story. As you can see today we will be a dwarf. We will be a dwarf noble to be precise. I created my dwarf, it is a male dwarf. I figured since my human noble was a female, why not make the dwarf noble a male. He is called Harry Duncan. And before starting this game, I did something else. I played a small add-on called A Story of Osama. It has been suggested to me by the user Burajat in the comments, so I downloaded and installed it, and I played it, and I did consider making a video for it, but it wasn't really that interesting, to be honest. It was around 15 minutes long, 90% of which were fighting through the deep roads. But let me quickly summarize you what happened in this add-on, because apparently it is supposed to be some sort of prologue to the dwarf noble origin story. Basically, you could create your own character. I made a male human rogue simply because I never made a male human before, and I was in Osama looking for work. And then I met some mysterious dwarf in a tavern who hired me for an expedition into the deep roads. And I picked up some other dwarf, a very, very drunk dwarf, to be my companion, and then we went into the deep roads, and like I said, spent about 10 minutes fighting our way through one of the tykes until we found a tomb, which was the place that we had been looking for. And then suddenly our employer appeared again, who turned out to be Prince Balin. Although he wasn't named like that in that add-on, he was just referred to as Dwarven Noble, but since I played Origins I recognized him as Prince Balin. And apparently he had hired us because, you know, he wanted us to clear the way and he didn't want to risk his own men for the job. And I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to do down there. I think he wanted to plant something. It was definitely something very, very sneaky. Because now that our job was done, he actually wanted to kill us, so that we couldn't talk about what happened there. So we had to fight him, we beat him, and basically then I cut a deal with him that, you know, I would return to the surface and keep my mouth shut about it, and he would let us go. And that was basically the extent of the add-on. So it's supposed to be, like I said, a prologue to this origin story, so let's keep that in mind. But since most of it was just fighting, I decided not to include it. Plus, it felt a little bit awkward since it was unvoiced, so of the NPCs, they didn't speak. You only had to read the subtitles to know what's going on. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about this. Let's see how our dwarven noble will fare in his origin story. By the way, he's a warrior, and I want to make him two-handed since I never had a two-handed warrior before. So I think I put most of his points into strength. And yeah, he already has 2 improved combat training. And you know I always like to take coercion, so let's do this. And I mean, as for his character, you know, I played 2 roguish characters now, so I think he's going to be a more honorable character again. I basically want to make him very dwarvy. I think he's very conservative, very traditional, all into, you know, dwarven culture and dwarven history, and all about honor and duty. And if I remember how full of intrigue dwarven politics indeed are, I think he's not really cut out for that. But yeah, let's see how he will fare in this little adventure. Yeah, sadly they gave him a point into weapon and shield, but I do want him to use two-handed, so let's give him 2 points here. And off we go.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, the larger of 2 known remaining dwarven cities in the world. Orzammar was once the seat of a major empire connected by tunnels called Deep Roads, which stretched thousands of miles. The city now stands alone, cut off from the rest of the dwarven ancestral lands by the Darkspawn incursion. Secure in Orzammar's impregnable construction, the dwarven noble houses continue their centuries-old power struggles. Assassination and blackmail are commonplace, but the appearance of honor is paramount. You are the 2nd child of King Endrin of House Duncan, the 9th Duncan ruler elected by the noble assembly. You grew up in a world rife with political intrigue, and have struggled against brothers and cousins for honor and prestige. Today, a feast celebrates your first military commission, the opening move towards real power in the ever-changing game of dwarven politics.
Greetings, my lord. You are dressed and ready. Excellent. I couldn't find the armor's matching dagger, but I scrounged up a rather fancy longsword. Do you wish to wear your shield to the noble's feast?
I don't really need a shield or a longsword because I really want to play the two-handed. But yes, let them see me as a warrior, I guess.
Of course, if every other noble has a shield and 3 swords, you'll feel awfully underdressed.
You, my friend, are ridiculous.
One can't take all this marching about and speech-making too seriously. Moving on to the business at hand. The king expects you to make an appearance at the feast, but there's no rush. The noble family heads will spend hours boring your father with petitions and petty grievances.
Yes, the art of ruling is hardly boring.
If you say so. Listening to 100 lords complain that their neighbors use the same underhanded tactics they themselves employ would tire on me after about, a minute. Still, there are other excitements. As part of the celebrations, permits have been auctioned off to members of the merchant caste who wish to sell wares in the Diamond Quarter. Lord Harrowmont has also opened up the provings for young warriors to test their mettle before tomorrow's battle. Perhaps we should go show them what single combat is really all about. And by we, I mean you. I'll practice my cheering.
Oh, Gorham. Isn't Gorham the vendor in Deneram's marketplace? So how did he end up there? The provings sound appealing. Let's go have a look.
Right behind you, my lord. The day is ours until the feast.
Alright, here we are. Yeah, they gave me a sword and shield. That is unfortunate. But I'm sure we can find some appropriate weapon sooner or later. Let's wait for all this to pop up. A new quest, a noble's feast. Yeah, let's have a look at that. Visit the merchants or watch the provings. Your father, King Endrin, has arranged for a feast to celebrate your appointment as Orzammar's newest commander. However, you have several hours before your father will be ready to present you to the other nobles. You may visit the merchants who have set up shop in the Diamond Quarter or watch the provings that are being held in your honor. The proving grounds are 1 tier down from the Diamond Quarter in the Commons. Alright, yeah, I kinda know that because I've been here already.
As you say.
King Endrin. Yeah, so we are actually a prince, not just any noble. The crystal contains an image of the city of Orzammar. Interesting. Oh! Is this what I think it is? Yes. Let's take them all instead. Very nice.
It has begun.
And, okay, I see some stuff going on there, but let's look around. I assume, yeah, we are in the Royal Palace. So we can pick up a book first of all.
I am at your service.
Ah,
I am
very
proud
nice.
to serve the Idukans.
That is nice. I can't go in here. Okay, so I'm over here. Trian's room, Balin's room, Father's room, and this is my room. Okay. Now this is where I came from, right?
Balin? Oh.
What? What? What's going on here?
As you say.
Mistress. So, a letter from Rika. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that when I was here. So Balin has a mistress, eh?
I'm sorry. I thought you were Prince Balin coming down the hall. Forgive me.
What are you doing in my brother's quarters?
She's, it seems she's one of your brother Balin's newest, companions. Prince Balin is attending the feast being held in Lord Idukan's honor.
Yes, of course. It was presumptuous of me to think that he would return to... I am sorry. I will show myself out, with your leave, my lord.
It's funny that I can tell Gorham to speak for me, but I think he's not that aloof, so yes, you may go.
Thank you. I will go now.
Oh, let's have a look what our dear brother has in his quarters. A dwarven merchant's belt. Oh, speaking of which, I can use my overpowered belt. I mean, this is a pretty good belt as well, but I think I like this one better. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, this is my father's room.
I am at your service.
Very well.
Can't go inside here.
I am at your service.
Ancestors watch over you, my lord.
Well, thank you. Okay, let's have a look at the throne room. I remember this place. You know, when I was here at Skadi Kusland, walking over this place, made some strange noises. Apparently, I could have picked up some sort of weapon somewhere, but I never found out how to use it. Yeah, someone just mentioned it in the comment that I apparently had to stand on several different plates. But yeah, I didn't figure out how to do that. Anyway, let's go into the
You
throne
sure you
room.
want to go to the feast now? I doubt we can escape to see the provings once we're inside.
Oh right, we wanted to go to the provings. You're right, let's go see the provings first.
I can't wait to see who's fighting today.
Alright, let's go. And there we are.
Your father has allowed the merchants to show their wares in the Diamond Quarter during these celebrations.
Alright.
I'm sure we can work this out reasonably. It's in the records. There's nothing I can do.
What's going on here?
Please, Master Volney. My work is accredited by the Shaper.
These books are lies written by the enemies of House Volney.
I write only what I find in the ancient records. Lord Idukan, you can vouch for my work, can't you? Your father loved my History of Idukan, Paragon King, Peacemaker.
I greatly enjoyed that book as well.
This worm has written a book that slanders my house.
What does it say?
It doesn't matter, it's all lies.
Tell me what it says, scholar.
My work tells the stories of all those raised paragons in the last 500 years. When the Assembly names a paragon, that man or woman is then, by definition, everything one can aspire to be in the world. They form their own noble houses and are revered as living ancestors. But paragons start off as men.
Volney was more than a man.
Get to the point. Why is Brunton so angry?
Volney became a paragon by the narrowest margin in history. One vote. A vote mired in rumors of intimidation, intrigue, and outright bribery. The records of that vote are kept in the Shaperate and are a matter of fact. Not liking history doesn't make it any less true.
Now that's interesting. Ooh, what would he do? I mean, on the one hand, he is very traditional, so he might go for the option to protect the Paragon's reputation. But it seems like the honorable thing to do to support the scholar, so let's do this. The scholar is right.
You're taking his side? What if he published a book like this about your paragon Iduken?
Duncan was a great man.
And Volney was not? Must you disparage a paragon? You've made a huge mistake.
Oh dear.
That fool has no idea how weak his house is or how low he sits in it. Shall I have him killed, my lord?
He's not worth a blade. Leave him be.
As you say.
You've shown House Iduken a friend to research, history, and the glory of our people.
Yeah, carry on with your work, scholar.
Of course. I have much to document and organize. Good day, Your Highness. And thank you.
Alright. Let's have a look around here.
That's outrageous.
My
You certainly have
friend.
some gall, merchant.
But my lord, these are surface silks, dyed with the finest saffron and indigo and embroidered by skilled elven tradesmen. I've seen Prince Balin Iduken himself wearing a robe made of something quite similar.
So I pay your exorbitant price, only to end up looking like a poor imitation of Prince Balin. You'll get no coin from me.
But that's not what I meant, my lord. My lord!
Yeah, you've been talking at the same time. I'm sorry, I only could follow one of you.
The finest in home decorations!
Did you see those noble hunters? Shameful.
Looks like the noble hunters are out in force, my lord.
Noble hunters? What's that?
The Darkspawn will surely run in fear from you, my lord.
Well, thank you.
Nothing beats a good set of steel cutlery.
My lord Iduken, you honor me by visiting my humble booth. May I show you my wares?
You have something I might want?
Not for a mighty warrior such as yourself, my lord, but perhaps a lady friend. I forget myself. I'll be silent.
This looks to be mostly fabrics from the human lands. These merchants form alliances with those who have abandoned our ways to live on the surface.
Such luxuries only make us soft.
As you say. Perhaps the other booths?
Let's have a look
Akras
around.
follow, big brother. How surprising to run into you out among the common folk.
Especially since duty requires that you attend our King Father at the feast today. Have you so little respect for him to disregard his wishes on a day set aside for you?
Lord Harrowmont told me we wouldn't be needed for hours at least.
Silence! If I want the opinion of my sibling's second, I will ask for it.
Yes, Your Highness.
Oh, okay, so this is Trian, my other brother. And yeah, this is obviously Balin. Yeah, don't speak to Gorham like that.
I speak to lower houses and castes as they should be spoken to. Now do as I say.
Keep barking orders. I'm sure I'll care someday.
Your lack of a sense of duty to your house is obvious. I can't imagine why you are receiving a commission. I expect after tomorrow I'll spend much time apologizing to the heads of the noble houses for the deaths of their children under your incompetent command.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Trian?
As heir to the throne, it is my duty to impart wisdom and judgment upon those who need it. Now then, you, get to the feast.
Kiss my ass. I'll go when I'm ready.
Stubborn, aren't you? When I'm king, I will help you get over that. Come, Balin.
I have the feeling that
That was
Trian
fun.
doesn't like me
Nothing
very
like
much.
being talked down to by the next king.
Yeah, perhaps becoming king will calm Trian.
We can only hope. Perhaps we should get going.
Alright, let's continue.
Look at this piece, Dwarf.
My lord Iducan, nothing here rivals your amazing Iducan armor, but if you wish something made...
You know very well House Iducan has its own royal armorers.
Of course. Forgive me.
Show me your wares anyway, merchant.
You honor me, your highness.
You know, for a prince, I have surprisingly little money. So I can't afford anything. I mean, I could always sell off one of these nice DLC items, but
Nonsense.
I don't really need
Your words bring
any
shame
stuff right
upon our
now.
house. See how the edges are rough and pitted? Would you compare this to Bronca's work? Trust a woman to speak of things she doesn't understand.
Yeah, Bronca, we will deal with that later.
What about that one?
I doubt he's up to the task. I'm not going down that road again.
Oh, I would love to end up with a redhead.
Would that Sir Blackstone were a noble, Stand up straight. They're coming.
Oh. I know that name. I saw there was a decision about her in the Dragon Age Keep, which confused me a bit because I couldn't remember her. So apparently she's only specific to you if you play as a dwarf noble.
What have we here? Two handsome, strapping noble lords. You both look so grand.
And isn't this the man of the hour, the king's son?
Who's your friend, my lord? Another noble from the honored House Iducan?
This is Sir Gorm of the warrior case.
Oh, then not a noble?
No, Telly, not a noble. Stone you're thick sometimes.
What's going on here?
They're noble hunters, my lord.
Ah.
A man takes his caste from his father, and these women hope to bear a noble lord's son. If one is successful, she's raised up to concubine in the noble house to care for her child. It provides new sword arms for the house, and many nobles look favorably on such women.
Yeah, I think if he's the type of character that I imagine he is, he wouldn't be interested. So yeah, I'm not interested.
We'll be here if you change your mind, my lord.
Alright. Interesting. Let's pick up all this.
Invest in the next great trade expedition!
Only the freshest food for your noble table.
Alright.
Most exotic wares in Orzammar.
Lord Iducan, here, in my booth? I am so...
Oh.
He's fainted. You make quite the impression these days. Is it hard to be
Obviously.
the king's child, never able to just blend in?
Yeah, I am what the ancestors made me. I think that pretty much sums up this character.
As are we all. Shall we move along?
Hello? Are you alright? He appears to be unconscious. Okay.
My lord, are you heading to the proving arena?
Yes, I intend to watch the provings.
We have been charged with the task of escorting you to the proving grounds.
I clean forgot about that. Forgive me, I should have informed you sooner. The king decided you are not to travel through the commons unguarded.
What? Why?
I did mention the merchants that won permits to show their goods in the Diamond Quarter. There were only so many permits auctioned off, and quite a few were turned away. Your father fears you will be harassed on the way to the proving.
This is silly, but I will comply.
Will we be leaving then?
Yes.
We are at your command.
Okay, so we directly go to the provings now. Fair enough. Alright, here we are. What am I supposed to do here? So, just watch. Okay.
Your Highness, it is an honor to have you here. Have you come to watch these brave warriors do battle in your honor?
I've come to fight. I don't know. This is something that Skadi Kuslan would do. But I don't know if it's traditional to fight in the provings himself. So let's just say I wouldn't miss it.
Your presence encourages the fighters to greater feats.
So I'd like to take my place then.
I'll call the first fighters in a moment.
Alright. Oh, Franklin Ivo versus Sir Blackstone. Interesting. Well, I can actually stand here and watch them fight. They don't seem to be losing any health, so this might be a very, very long fight. But this is kind of funny. So what else can I do here?
I hope you're enjoying the proving so far.
Yes, it is absolutely exhilarating.
Greetings, Lord Idukan. Are you enjoying the proving so far?
I mean, these dialogue options where he defers to Gorm are all pretty funny, but I don't really want to make him that sort of character. I always enjoy watching a good fight.
Your presence will inspire these fighters to even greater effort.
This
Obviously.
is the lead trainer of the provings, my lord. He teaches nobles from lower houses without their own trainers, and the best young men from the warrior caste.
Did he teach you, Gorm?
No. My father thought it was a waste to study dual-style combat, as I was pledged to be your second.
However, Sir Gorham has helped teach many classes on small-scale tactics, especially shield work. Did the two of you hear about the scandal here last week?
We've been preparing for tomorrow's battle, and I've had little time for gossip.
I'm curious, what scandal?
The Grey Wardens are in Orzammar, searching for recruits, so the warrior caste arranged a proving. The goal was for the Grey Wardens to recruit the winner, bringing him honor and a chance for glory.
And what happened?
Sir Everd, fresh from fighting Darkspawn, got dead drunk before the proving. Then some casteless bruiser took Sir Everd's armor, wore it, and won the proving.
That's an outrage.
You're telling me the proving master had to be bodily restrained. They took the imposter to jail. I assume to be thrown into the deep roads as meat for the Darkspawn.
The warrior caste is in an uproar. An incident like this raises many questions.
What kind of questions?
Well, how the brand got in here to begin with.
Or how a casteless learned to fight like that. They aren't even allowed to possess weapons.
I've heard they fight in the slums with the old cast-offs. I'm almost curious to see.
I doubt King Endrin would approve of that.
Ha! I suppose not. All right, I have to go check on the fighters. It was an honor to speak with you, Your Highness.
Not.
Of course, please excuse me.
Alright, is there anything else I can do here? Are you excited about the battle tomorrow?
Yes, I yearn to face the Darkspawn and prove my worth as your second.
You'll do fine.
May the stones support us, and the ancestors look down with pride.
Tell me about your family, Gorham.
Not much that you don't already know. My father's father was a great hero of the Deep Roads excursions and raised the family to the top of the warrior caste. He was even nominated to join the assembly and found a noble house, but the honor was in the nomination. He wasn't afforded a single vote. My father served your father for many years, and now I serve you.
Yeah,
As
we
you
should
will.
get going. Oh, they're done. Wow. Well, I guess we can leave then?
My lord?
Yeah, I'm ready to leave, I guess.
Your wish is our command.
Alright, we are back in the Diamond Quarter. And we are now to attend the feast. You have honored the proving fighters with your presence. Now it is time to attend the feast your father has planned for you. The feast is going to be held in the Great Hall of the Royal Estate. Right, so let's head back to the Royal Palace and attend the feast. I think it is over here, right? Yes, Royal Guards. I already see them. Let's go. And let's have a quick save, maybe. And I guess now we can enter the throne room. Oh, yes.
Look, the Grey
My lord,
Wardens are here. The
Might I
raid
mark?
tomorrow must be more than a standard mission. The Wardens only go where the Darkspawn are the greatest threat.
Oh, yes, Duncan. Indeed. Indeed. But what do you want from me?
Many thanks for your willingness to hear me out, my lord. I wish to speak to you of a matter most urgent.
Of course, Lord Dace.
There is a vote coming before the Assembly next week. And a word from you could go a long way towards helping our cause.
What cause?
The vote concerns the status of the so-called surface caste. Lost to the stone, air-touched, and so forth. Centuries ago, narrow-minded men declared that any dwarf who left to live on the surface forfeited his caste, and his house if noble. That he was, in essence, no longer a dwarf. I seek only to remedy an injustice, to retie the bonds of anyone who can trace himself to one of the noble houses wherever he may live. Please, agree to speak for this noble cause.
Why so interested in this particular cause?
Those on the surface are our lifeline. They facilitate trade with the surface. They're honorable and, well, let's be honest. I don't care a whit for those who have wandered from the stone. My wife, however, is a gem of a different color. She has a cousin, a useless sort, but she's quite fond of him. He joined a speculative venture to the surface, hoping to make his fortune, and went bust. Now he wishes to come home, but he cannot, for he has no house and would be casteless. For my wife's sake, I take up his cause. Will you lend me your voice?
Yeah, like I said, I think he's very traditional, so, at least for the time being, he doesn't think too highly of surface dwarfs, so I'm afraid I can't help you.
I'm quite disappointed in your lack of sympathy. Good day to you.
Alright, yeah, maybe let's speak to Duncan. And oh, he actually has a Grey Warden with him. That's the first time I actually see him with company.
Greetings, my lord Idukan. It is an honor to meet you at last.
The honor is mine, Warden.
I have had the opportunity to recently meet with your father. He speaks highly of you. He says you may be the most skilled warrior in all of House Idukan.
My father does me great honor.
I have no doubt it is deserved. We need more Grey Wardens like you, and quickly. Even as the Darkspawn weaken here in Orzammar, they are stirring on the surface. A blight has begun. Soon the fight must go beyond the deep roads, lest the Darkspawn threaten all the world.
I wonder if father would allow me to join you.
Alas, I do not think he would take kindly to that suggestion. As the child of the king and heir after Lord Trion, your place is here.
Yes, I belong with my father and brothers.
I wish you luck in the deep roads tomorrow. Show the Darkspawn the might of your people.
Duncan, yeah.
You know, your name has been mentioned in the assembly.
You don't say.
Congratulations on your commission. Your mother would be proud.
Oh, it's Lord Harriman. Interesting.
Your father is very proud. My king, please reconsider. The trade contracts alone could bring great prosperity to our houses.
Will we really turn our back on our brothers and a potential fortune in cheap labor because of a political technicality?
Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. There is more to life than monetary gains, my lords Bimo and Mino. The Assembly of Kal Sharok will respect the rule of Orzammar, or they will rot and die alone, surrounded by enemies.
Yes, my king.
But look, we have company to spare us further wrangling. Atrast Vala, my son. How fine you look in your great-grandfather's armor. Are you ready to be presented to the heads of the noble houses?
Of course, father.
So dutiful. Very well, let us begin. Lords, ladies, grant me a moment of your time. We are here today so I may present to you my second eldest child, blessed by the stone and born of the blood that ran in the veins of the Paragon Idukan, who would pose a question to the prospective commander. Who seeks to know the prospect better? No? Very well then. The ritual is complete. I give you Orzammar's next commander. Tomorrow, our newest commander will lead part of a mission to strike a great blow to the Darkspawn. Not only does this recover access to some of our most important mines, but it also allows our honored guest Duncan, head of Ferelden's Grey Wardens, to strike far into the deep roads.
Thank you, King Endrin. While the Darkspawn seem to withdraw, it is only because they are massing on the surface. This could mean a blight, and my men and I will discover the truth.
We are honored to have you with us, my friend. Now, feast, drink, and celebrate, for the morning brings battle! As for you, my new commander, find your brother Trion and send him to me. He may be watching the provings, or getting some rest in his rooms.
Of course, father.
Walk well, commander.
Alright. Find Trion. Your father, King Endrin, needs to speak to your brother Trion. You are to locate Trion and tell him that your father needs him. Trion is either at the provings or resting in his quarters. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to end the episode here. And in the next episode we will try to find our brother. I'm sure he will be pleased to see us. So thanks for watching and see you again in the next episode.